your horse to Kesmark for hyperbaric oxygen therapy? Well, we have pioneered hyperbarics for the horse. We have solid protocols. We constantly go to the human hyperbaric meetings. There's not a lot of science on the equine side, but I go to the human hyperbaric meetings, and that's where we get our protocols. They always work. There doesn't seem to be a difference, and they're always changing. So I stay on top of that, as does our hyperbaric technologist here. But we have had 20+ years of experience of applying hyperbarics for the horse, and we're more than happy to work with your veterinarian to give him the best options possible. We're also probably the most reasonable chamber to use in the country, so don't hesitate to give us a call. We understand hyperbarics for the horse better than anyone in the world. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy has been around for so many years in human medicine. There are 12 conditions that insurance pays for. So it is true medicine. On the equine side, Kesmark has been responsible here for 17 years of hyperbarics and bringing this technology to Kentucky and possibly to the equine world in general. Doug Herthel had the first hyperbaric chamber. We had the second one in Texas, and then we brought it here. When you think about how we apply hyperbarics, it is an adjunct therapy. So it's only as good as the diagnostics that it's used with. It isn't the cure-all, end-all to everything. But when you need hyperbarics, and when it's applied correctly, it can mean the difference between a long, drawn-out recovery or a recovery that's very efficient and quick. It can also mean the difference between life and death. So when we talk about antibiotics and infections, and we talk about respiratory issues, especially in the thoroughbred racehorse, hyperbarics has played a really huge role across the country with these horses healing a whole lot better that have respiratory issues, specifically bleeders. Another thing we need to understand about hyperbarics is that the thoroughbred horse that is really fit has a suppressed immune system. The ebb and flow of the inflammatory response during the conditioning process alone causes the immune system to not kick into high gear. So when you hear the horses are frail flowers and they're so fragile, they're fragile because they're fit. The fitter they are, the more fragile they are, because their immune system doesn't jump into gear every time it's asked. The beauty of the hyperbarics is that, and most of what it does in terms of the recovery process for these athletes, is that it stimulates the immune system naturally. So not only are you oxygenating the blood and the plasma, but you're kicking the immune system into gear to do what it needs to do to heal the horse, even just after competition. So there's a lot of caveats that come with hyperbaric oxygen therapy that are very, very positive. Also, we know that it potentiates antibiotics. There are antibiotics that, when used in the hyperbaric chamber for infections not responding, you can kick these antibiotics into high gear and get much better protocols, much better efficacy with killing that infection versus not having the chamber at all. We also have seen some huge benefits with stem cell therapy and with what I think is the next real technology to come along for regenerative medicine, and that's embryonic therapy. We have had extremely good success with soft tissue injuries and with bone injuries and some wounds using that therapy. So that, along with the hyperbarics, we've had a real positive outcomes as well, and have horses back in competition and doing well, both in the show ring and at the racetrack.